Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I sell used books, CDs, and DVDs online on platforms like eBay and Amazon, and that is what I do full-time to support my family. Today's a Monday morning. We're shipping out eBay orders. That's what we do here on Mondays. It's probably Tuesday for you. Usually that's about the time I actually get these out. Yeah, I got a busy day today, so there's no way this video is coming out today. Definitely be coming out tomorrow. We've got 54 orders to ship out, is that correct? Good sales weekend, strong sales weekend. I would 55 orders. We're selling stuff while I'm standing here. Yeah, I was not expecting great sales this weekend. Typically, I mean, we're looking at here at the 15th. We're still 10 days till Christmas. Some of this stuff might get there on time, some of it won't. I even had one buyer said, "Hey, don't even worry about trying to get this to me by Christmas. I don't need it by Christmas." So, I was happy to see that message. Thought that was very nice, very considerate. We do have a nice stack of stuff over here ready to be shipped out. Everything has been pulled, and now we're getting ready to pack it up, send it out. 55 orders. Good strong weekend. A lot of lower dollar sales in some places, mostly because I am running some deep markdown sales on some of my older inventory, trying to clear it out during this holiday season. Also in January, if you've been watching the channel for over a year, you know that in January, just throw that off there. In January, I like to go and mark down the oldest 10% of my inventory, go through, clear it out. Some of it I might take off eBay, some of it I might end and relist, some of it we might mark down, some of it we might lot up and sell in a lot instead of trying to sell it individually. But we'll talk about more about that plan in a few weeks. I'm already starting to think about it because we're like 16 days away from the end of the month. Last week somebody complained about the tape. I accidentally had the wrong tape last week. I was using my normal American Boy go-to tape, which I do have a link down the description below to what I normally use. But when I'm filming these videos, I like to use the quiet tape for you guys so it's not too loud. The paper is still too loud. There's no quiet paper out there, unfortunately. But we need to get these things safe to the buyers. That's unfortunately a little bit more important than keeping the volume down for you guys watching. Getting things to our buyers safely is most important. See, shake it, doesn't move around. That's what you want when you're packing up some china. This is Noritaka. It's a gravy boat, and it's attached to the plate underneath. Buyer paid $18.58. I do not currently list china in my store, but there is some in the store from days of old when I used to list everything instead of just listing media. We do still list some random stuff, some different stuff from time to time, and I found myself doing that more and more the last couple of weeks. All right, guys, I want to talk to you real quick about Thrift Books. They are today's video sponsor. Thrift Books is one of the largest sellers of used books online, and they want to buy books from you. But the question is, why would you want to sell your books to them instead of selling them yourselves online on platforms like eBay and Amazon? There's a bunch of different reasons. Number one, logistics. If you are sending your books to Thrift Books, you don't have to grade them yourselves. You don't have to condition them. You don't have to put that extra time and care into a book like you would need to if you were selling it on eBay or Amazon. No photos, no listing, no nothing. Just throw it in a box, ship it off to them. They provide free shipping labels via media mail, which can be picked up at your door with USPS. Or if you're shipping whole truckloads, pallets, gaylords, whatever that is, they will handle the shipping for you. Just reach out to them, talk to them. They do an amazing job with this. Also, there's no additional fees. Whatever they quote you is what they're going to pay you. You're going to get money in your pocket right away. If you're selling on eBay or Amazon, you're going to have to wait for that sale and then wait a few days, a few weeks, a few months, maybe with Amazon to actually get your money out. But with them, as soon as they get things checked in and it's all good, they're going to send you money either via PayPal or store credit that you can use right away. So that is absolutely great. Very fast turnover. Get the money back in your pocket right away. Also, if you have like list of ISBNs, like you want to upload 100 or 200 ISBNs at a time, they do have bulk ISBN uploads. You can get through things super duper fast that way. No like scanning things one at a time and doing all that, they do have the option to like upload tons of ISBNs all at once. And with this, doing all this, it's going to allow you to spend less time selling the books. You're going to be able to spend more time on your business, more time developing relationships, more time working on your processes. And you know what? If you want to check them out, go to thriftbooks.com/buyback, which I'll put a link down in the description below, and you can get started that way. Anyways, back to the video. I'll kind of talk about why I'm doing a little bit more of an everything model. Not necessarily on purpose, but it's just been kind of naturally happening, and I'm less opposed to non-media stuff right now. Although that does not mean you need to reach out to me and try and sell me the non-media stuff, okay? I know somebody out there is watching this thinking that right now. Don't think that. We still want just the media and nothing else. But, yeah. Sold a CD. Let's see if we can find this one. Right here. Loretta Lynn, 50th Anniversary Collection. Buyer is all in, $17.48. I'm almost out of this size bubble mailer. I ordered 2,400 of them on Friday, and they're supposed to be here today. I got an update in my email saying that they are out for delivery, but will they be here in time? Probably not, because we've only got 2 more left. So I'm going to ship 2 more of these things. And then I guess after that, I guess we'll start using the next size up bubble mailer for these, which is totally fine. Should have ordered them a day sooner. I do get these from Gyro Pack. Thank you, Gyro Pack. Oh, there's a link in the description below. I get a little bit of a kickback if you order from that link, but yeah, they didn't sponsor this video or anything. I just ordered 2,400 of this size mailer and probably like 350 of some other sizes. Up next, we do have a video game. Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Disc only. Buyer paid $9.96. Wow, that's expensive. I do like when I have something disc only to throw a little bit of cardboard with it. We'll do that real quick. Try not to cut myself. We're making a mess today too. Oh my goodness. This is not great. I'm trying to kind of go quick. I've got a meeting at 1 p.m. today at the church that I've got to be at. So we've got to get all the shipping done, and then we've got to start getting rolling for the week and actually get everything moving. Plan for the week. Plan for this week is going to be a little bit different. Last couple of weeks, we've been trying to do 100 per day through List Easier, and that's been all media, and it's actually been almost all books. We did pick up that library. I do not have that video edited yet. I'm going to try and have that video out for you guys on Thursday. If not, it'll be next Thursday. But we picked up a library of books that are all older. Pretty much everything in this library is like 1960s and earlier. The majority of it being like 1920s, 1930s. This is Nashville Children's Choir Family Christmas Favorites 1990 CD. Sold for $15.19. So since that library is all older stuff, it is basically all eBay stuff. Nothing in there really. There's probably a couple little things. Could be good on Amazon, but I'm not looking it up for Amazon. We're not focusing on Amazon right now. We're just moving forward, cranking out eBay. I have upped my listings on eBay extraordinarily, and just basically quit sending stuff in to Amazon. However, this week is going to be a little bit different. I am almost out of my List Easier listings for the month, and it's currently the 15th. That means I really do need to upgrade my List Easier subscription. But I'm not going to do that because I end up taking a big chunk of December off for the holidays. The week after Christmas, I always take off. And kind of leading up to Christmas, I'm typically working just a little bit less. Also, the first week of January, I don't list stuff. I take that time to work on the store, work on the old items that are in the store, get some organization done around here. I do not focus on listing the first week of January. So I got kind of a big stretch coming up where I don't really list. So because of that, I kind of want to wait until after that to actually update the store. Let's find another CD. Here we are. A 3 CD set. Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, Julie Andrews. Not the type of thing I would list nowadays. Buyer paid $7.97. It's from my early days of learning CDs. Nowadays, I wouldn't have even probably looked that up. Would have gone straight into my Christmas pile. But it's sold. Still going to cost us $4 to ship out. Got $1 or so in fees in there. Might leave us with a couple bucks profit. Anyways, plan for the week. We're going to go ahead, use the rest of my list easier credits, which is like 100 left. And we'll use those on books. After that, I'm just going to work on getting the miscellaneous crap out of here. I've got two or three sewing machines to take apart. We've got a lot of like cassette lots to build, CD lots to build, that sort of thing. List Easier does do good with those, but the way I list those is I go into my store and I sell similar from one of the listings I already have. And I find that that does just great. Absolutely great. Oh, real quick, knife. It's a little bit higher dollar, so I'll actually show it to you. It's not super sharp, so I can put my finger on the blade there. See that Z McCarthy on there? That's the name that gave this one quite a bit of value. I did accept an offer on it. It had been listed a month or two, but I just kind of want to move some of this non-media higher dollar stuff that I've been able to list lately. Buyer paid $210.86. So yeah, very happy with that. I'm already in the profit from that buy that day that I did, so this is just getting my profit out, moving on to the next purchase. Not bad. $210 for a knife. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, let's do this one next. Do I want to ship this in a bubble mailer? Yeah, I think I will. Up next, I got some RAM going out. Now, this RAM, I think I undersold it still, but I'm not terribly worried about that because this RAM, I don't know, 3 months ago would have been worthless, or at least not worth my time in selling. But if you've been paying attention to the computer world, I think just one, maybe two big RAM manufacturers quit making consumer grade RAM and are only making like server grade industrial RAM for like AI centers now. And so because of that, the supply of RAM went down. And so now there's this imbalance in the market. So the price has absolutely skyrocketed on a bunch of this RAM. So I went through just some old pieces of RAM I keep laying around in case I need to like update a random system or whatever is going on. And yeah, sold that RAM here. What did we get for this? $33.15. The buyer was all in. Pretty sure I way underpriced that one too on accident. But anyways, not a big deal. If you got some RAM laying around, or even if you just got like a moderately old computer laying around, now might be the time to grab that RAM, pull it out, and go ahead and liquidate it. That's what I spent a little bit of time Saturday morning doing, just kind of going through my stockpile of random computer parts, which is usually a box back here that says miscellaneous computer parts. Yeah, that one right there. Went through that box. And I listed like right at $100 worth of RAM out of that box. So I was happy to do that. I was like, you know what? This stuff was pretty much worthless a while back. Glad to see it turn into something. I don't have spares on hand now in case something happens. But you know what? It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm not seeing this right here. Why am I not seeing this? It's because I'm scrolling instead of trying to search. Let me just refresh the page. Oh, it might be on the next page. I think I can only have 50 shipments per page. And I had 54. So I imagine it's down. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So what this is the Wonder Bible. It's like this KJV talking. It's basically an audio book, but it's like on this electronic thing. So the buyer's all in $19.27. I picked this up with the bins when I saw it the other day. It's kind of like a book. So, I don't know. It kind of fits in what I do, but it's also an electronic. So, I don't know. Just felt like grabbing it. Made a couple of bucks. Ship it out. They always sell real quick for me if I price them right. You know what? Let's do some more CDs. Let's do some CDs. Those are not CDs. Where are all my CD buyers? Here we go. Graceway Quartet at the Feet of Jesus. Gospel CD. $14.99. Has a $1.99 Goodwill sticker on the back that I didn't take off, but I didn't actually buy that at Goodwill. Somebody else did. I think actually that probably never sold at Goodwill, and then the person that I bought it from bought some Goodwill duds, would be my guess. But I paid 35 cents plus shipping for it. And sold it for, I don't know, $14.99. Not bad. Come on, Drew. So anyways, that's my plan for the week. 100 book listings, which is not very much. And then from there, we're going to work on our lots, work on our sewing machines. Got some golf clubs laying over there. We got a few pieces of electronics to test. We got an N64. We got a Wii, that sort of thing. I did get through quite a bit of that type of stuff last week when I was trying to, but we did not finish all of it. So this week, I'm going to try to go through and get a lot more of it done. I also need to make some Facebook Marketplace listings. I've got a big lot of DVDs to list on Facebook Marketplace. I've got a big lot of cookbooks to list on Facebook Marketplace. All that sort of stuff. We're also going this week to send in my first box to Amazon FBA since before Thanksgiving. I'm trying to decide long term what I want to do with Amazon FBA. For those of you that don't sell on Amazon, let me kind of explain the current situation and why I'm changing things up. Because I've talked about it a little bit before that I'm having issues there, or that everybody's having issues there. But I don't think I've done a good job of explaining it. Up next, Krista Branch. I Am American. Buyer paid $19.99. Brand new sealed for this thing. So, on Amazon, when you go to buy a book, most people can probably relate to this because they probably at some point have bought a book off of Amazon. Typically on there is a new price and a used price. Now, that used price has traditionally been available that you see on the main book listing. The place where you can click on that used price and add it to your cart. That has typically only been mostly FBA sellers that can actually get in that slot where somebody can add it to your cart straight from the book listing. That's what we call the buy box or the featured offer. Those are both two words that you can use interchangeably here. Buy box is kind of like the old traditional term. Featured offer is the new one that Amazon tends to use. But anyways, traditionally, if you were selling something FBA, you got priority in that buy box over somebody that was not selling something FBA. FBA meaning fulfilled by Amazon. I ship off a whole box of books to Amazon. They store them in their warehouse and they fulfill them. It's also possible for people to do what is called fulfilled by merchant, where they are storing things at their place. Maybe I was storing things at my house here and then shipping them out to Amazon buyers after they bought them. So fulfilling them directly to the customers. Those people did not traditionally get access to that featured offer, that buy box. In order for people to buy from them at typically lower prices, they would have to click an extra button that said see more offers or see more buyers or something like that. And then they could see those lower prices from, and also typically those things would come with slower shipping speeds. It's good for the buyer if the buyer was wanting lower prices. It's not good for the buyer if the buyer was expecting to receive that item in 2 days. I don't see this CD. We'll just move on to DVDs. So, what has changed now is as far as used book CDs and DVDs, and also video games, and I'm sure many, many other categories. Now, the merchant offers, which are cheaper, are showing up in that featured offer spot, in that buy box. So what's happened to me is now I used to be able to charge slightly elevated prices. Maybe instead of charging $6.99 for a DVD, I could charge $9.99, $3 more, but the buyer was also getting it like next day, same day, whatever. But now the buyer is only seeing my higher price after they click on the see more offers tab. So I'm getting way less sales at like these slightly elevated prices, which is where I sell a lot of my DVDs at. I'll take a bunch of DVDs, like maybe this DVD. Let's say on eBay it's a DVD for $6.99, but on Amazon FBA I might have traditionally been able to sell it for $9.99. Which at $9.99 on Amazon, you're making like $3, $4. We're not talking big money here, but at volume on DVDs, it definitely ends up being something. I should show you guys what we're selling. I haven't been doing that in a while. This is Finding Bigfoot, Animal Planet. This was worth a lot more on Amazon, but I was gated on it and not allowed to sell it, so we had to sell it on eBay. Buyer is all in $39.42. Going to Minnesota. So, since I'm no longer in that featured offer, my sales are currently down from before this whole thing happened about a third. We're down just about 33%, which this time of year our sales should be up because we're going into Christmas time shopping. I really should be up like 20%, not down 33%. So because of that, I'm trying to decide what I want to do moving forward. I'm definitely going to be changing up some of the stuff that I'm sending to Amazon. The type of stuff. We're probably sending a lot less of those lower dollar DVDs. Those not DVDs selling for $9.99. We're going to be sending in less stuff that kind of you are expecting to sell for a higher price than it might normally be offered from somebody that is selling it merchant fulfilled. Probably competing straight up against the merchants for everything we sell on Amazon. So that's going to drastically reduce the amount of items that are viable for me to send to Amazon. Oh, I see the CD now. Stockton's Wing, Jigs, Reels, and Songs. Buyer paid $9.02. Let's get more of these bubble mailers. Don't like using the bigger ones for these things because they cost like an extra nickel. Spend like an extra nickel every time I grab one of these instead of my smaller ones, but whatever. It's fine. So, doing less Amazon moving forward, I need to sit down, run some numbers, and decide how much eBay I want to do and how much Amazon I want to do and what is a good mix for my business to keep things moving forward. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. I know if I list 100 a day on eBay, we're definitely going to do great no matter what. So I've just been kind of doing that lately just because, like, that's a no-brainer thing. We're going to make money there if we're doing 100 a day. But I don't want to keep that up long-term because we're going to run out of space in this garage very fast if I'm listing 100 books a day. If I could list 100 good CDs or DVDs a day, that's fine. This DVD sold for $8.22 total buyers all in. It's been listed a very long time. Accepted a lower offer to move it out. Something I did a lot of this weekend. Accepted a little bit lower price on things that have been listed 2 to 3 years to clear out the space. Make room for more good books, good inventory that we are currently listing. Like this right here. We listed this 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. Love and Respect 2016 new DVD. Dr. Emerson Eggers. Buyer is all in $54.99. Going to Montana. So yeah, that looks good. So that's the issue with Amazon right now. I don't have access to that buy box as easily. Well, I don't have priority in the buy box. We can still get into the buy box if we are the lowest price available. However, we can't get that little bit of what used to be called a prime bump, where I could charge a little bit more because the buyer was getting prime shipping. That's no longer an option. Or at least does not appear to be if I want to move things as fast as I was previously moving things. This is something I would not list. Oh, we just sold something else. Oh, a couple of things. Cool. We are selling... What are those? Throttle cables? We just sold 2 throttle cables to a motorcycle. Also sold these house shoes. Not something I would list today. Not sure why I listed them when I listed them. Buyers all in $9.99. Took a couple years to sell. I think there was a point where I was almost out of inventory and I was just scrounging around for things and happened to have these setting around. And we listed them. So, made a couple of dollars. Glad to see them go. But, you know, that's just kind of the name of the game this time of year, is we are clearing out old stuff, making $3-4, moving it on, still selling, you know, the $50 DVDs, the $200 knives, making some good profit, but also doing a little bit of house clearing. It is the perfect time of year for that. All right, what do you guys want me to ship next? I've got a massive pile of books. So I can get this IKEA bag straightened out. There we go. I've got either a massive pile of books or I've got a little bit of clothing. Let's start with the books because it looks like it's about to fall over. This is something I always look up. Legal books. Majority of them are not worth much at all. And this one sold for $22.75. I find like state-specific stuff, like this is Colorado business contracts, tends to do better than federal level stuff. And just the more specific it is, the better. In general, if you were to buy a whole legal library, the best thing you could do is throw it all away, except for the Black's Law Dictionary, and just move on with your life. But sometimes things like this can put a $20 bill in your pocket and it's all good. There we go. Especially if you're shipping bound printed matter. Like this stuff. It's so cheap to ship. Up next, we've got a songbook, Miracle Melodies, Words and Music by Milton Dodson. I think this is just sold not too long ago. So it should be at the top. Yeah, there it is. Is it? Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. It's not at the top. Where is it? Oh, right here. Buyer paid $14.47. It was listed about a year. Throw in some cardboard so it doesn't get bent up. Going to Michigan. Space is a concern right now in here. I've only got one bookshelf left that is empty currently, and my other stuff is not ready to condense. So if I was listing 100 books a day right now, we would run out of space this week. Like, that is only a week's worth of space if we are doing just books. I thought, oh, here's all my cardboard. I threw it down over here. So because of that, or not because of that, but I want to say, like, that sounds pretty bad at first, but I'm just thinking that through. But we're almost at the end of listing for December. We're going to be listing a few things this week, going to be listing a few things next week. Probably between this week and next week, we will mostly fill up that shelf. January, the first week of January, we don't list. The last week of December, we don't list. So during that time, and also kind of when I do the clean out of the store in January, we're going to get a lot more space available in here. So that means I can kick the can down the road on the amount of space I have in here till at least the end of January, and maybe even further, who knows. But I know for sure, even though it doesn't look today like I have a lot of space in here, if you were to walk around this building, I know because of how much I'm going to be listing and clearing out. I'm not seeing this book. Over the next, basically, month, I know we're good at least till the end of January. After that, I don't know. But I've been in that situation many a times where I'm like, I only see enough space in here for the next month, 2 months, whatever. This book was Anybody Can Grow Irises. Buyer paid $20.22. The dust jacket was fairly ripped on it, but still intact. So we're just going to keep moving forward, keep listing things on eBay, sending a few small select things to Amazon for now. I wish we could send more to Amazon, but you know what? Amazon is just not being a good selling partner. And probably in 2026, I'm going to sell less on there than I did in 2025. But I plan on selling more on eBay. eBay went backwards in 2025. We are down about, I think it's about 25% I'm down on eBay this year. But that is just because Amazon is up, I think 3x or 4x of what it was the previous year. And so those two things were able to balance each other out. Next year, I'm expecting to go the opposite direction. I'm expecting eBay to be way, way up. Amazon to be way, way down. That's totally fine. Ooh. The Tipton home story. I accepted a little bit of a lower offer on this just because this thing never sells almost. And I just so happened, and I'm not real sure how it happened. I think I sourced them from different locations. I ended up with 2 copies of this. Yeah. Not sure what this is exactly. I don't know. Buyer paid $19.47 for it, so it wasn't like that low of an offer by any means, but a lot lower than what historical sales of this book have been. But I had 2 copies of it. Wasn't sure how many years it was going to take to sell 2 copies. So if we had one buyer come along for one, I wanted to go ahead and get it out. It is staying local, so I'm wondering if this is a local thing or what this is, but don't know. It's gone. We made $10, $15 on it, and we can move on to the next book. That is the name of the game. Buy books, sell books, take a little bit of profit out to feed the family in between, and keep moving forward. Keep growing the business. We're at like $250,000 worth of listed inventory in this garage. People wouldn't understand that walking through here because, like, it all looks like junk to outside. Pretty much everybody, it looks like junk. They don't realize, like, if you pick up one of these books, that this book, I don't know what this book probably not a great example. But a lot of the books in here are $50, $60, $100 books. This one sold $19.47. So if you're to pick any of the random books off the shelf, it's a good chance it's the same thing as picking a $20 bill off that shelf. And when you start having hundreds and thousands of $20 bills all over the shelves, it starts looking like a lot of money. I don't know if it's just the end of the year or what, but I've been kind of reminiscing a little bit about, like, the whole starting of this thing. Like, we started this with $10. and grew it into a completely filled garage with hundreds of books leaving here every single week. Not just books, but books, CDs, DVDs. Ooh, sewing machine parts. I did not pull sewing machine parts today. We sold a handful of sewing machine parts over the weekend as well. You know what? We probably will not show those to you guys today, but we did sell some of those. I can't believe I forgot to pull those. Oh well, that is fine. Up next, Edna Ferber, A Peculiar Treasure. Now this one, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Somebody has added a Mylar cover to this. Typically you will see that with like ex-library stuff. This one is not ex-library. Somebody took the time to add that Mylar cover to it. And anytime I see that, I get excited because somebody cared enough about this book to put that Mylar cover on it. Mylar's basically a type of plastic. So usually that means it's worth a lot of money. This one, not so much. Buyer paid $17.22. But still, Mylar, if I see that on somewhere when I'm out sourcing at a thrift store or an estate sale or really anywhere, that is one of the first things I'm going to be looking up. Unless it's just ex-library, like some libraries put those on absolutely everything. Some don't, but that's something I'm looking up. Definitely a sign that there's that it's a sign somebody cared about the book. Whether it's a sign that the book is today worth money, hard to say. Up next, paperback, Hudson Taylor's Spiritual Secret by Dr. Taylor. Buyer paid $11.47. So you get this book shipped to Texas. There we go, 1 pound. $3.95 to ship it out. Not bad. We'll take that. Next, Contemporary Latin American, A Short History by Lewis and Hankey. You pronounce it Hankey when it's Hink with an E at the end? I don't know. Don't know. What did this sell for? Let's look. Buyer is all in $11.85. Once again, going to Texas. This book and then the next one were kind of some lower dollar offers we accepted to move some stuff out that was listed before we got here to this garage. I used to have everything in a storage unit. When we were in a storage unit before, we stored everything absolutely differently. And the new storage system is so much better. Like, night and day difference. I kind of want to take the old storage system and take everything and transfer it over to the new way of storing things, just because pulling orders is so much easier. However, I know it's better to spend my time just listing the new stuff in the new storage system and waiting on the old stuff to sell, because that would be a project that would probably take a week and a half, and to take a week and a half off listing to do that, I do not think is worth it. This book, buyer paid $10.67. It's from a medical seminar in 1986 about sport scuba divers. Just a little pamphlet. Made like $5 on it. And it is going international to Glendale Heights. So, new storage system are these shelves. Everything on this shelf is labeled. This is shelf A. So this book right here is the like 350th book on this shelf. And each of these books on these shelves have a little tag on them with a number saying which number they are on that shelf. And I can just come to this whole thing, quickly find every book from shelf A that sold, which is absolutely great. The old storage system was on these shelves, I would have had boxes. And maybe it would have been box 17. And box 17 would probably have like 20, 30 books in it, depending on how big the books are. And I would have to go to box 17, rummage around in it, move all the books around that are in it until I could find the right one that had sold. And that whole part of rummaging around in the box, looking for the correct book, takes so much longer than just looking at the shelf, finding the right number on the shelf. Since they are in order on the shelf, I can find them so much faster. This is a book. What is this? Venison sausage recipes from 1990. Buyer paid $22.47. I believe that's the only book I bought at a flea market this year. I might have bought a couple more that day, but I only went to the flea market one day this year. So yeah, new storage system, so much faster for packing. I do have to, from time to time, condense these shelves, like move stuff from one shelf down to a lower shelf so that new books can go in at the top, because new books always go in at the top. Because we are, instead of having the 500th book, we had the 501st, 502nd, 503rd, so on and so forth. And the new ones are always going in at the top, condensing things down to the bottom. And eventually, all the old stuff at the bottom will be the stuff that we need to clear away and do something with. Also, if there's any mistakes, like something gets delisted for whatever reason, that happens on Amazon from time to time, over the next couple of years, that book should slowly make its way to the bottom down there as well. So if I'm doing inventory, hopefully I only need to do inventory of like the bottom shelf to find those types of things. Let's get another IKEA bag. How long is this video? We're at 40 minutes already. Oh my goodness. Do we want to keep going? Let's keep going a little bit. Let's do this miscellaneous stuff. Here, start with the record. We sold one record. Some fine old chestnuts by Bing Crosby. It's a record. It's not a 78. It is a 33. Talking about the speed of the record there. So since it's vinyl instead of shellac, we are going to put it just in this record mailer. These things just fold up real nice, real fast. Buyer paid $9.22. Which is not a price point I want to be selling records at, but we did. So after, what does this cost to ship? $4.47, and $1 for the box, and $1.50 for fees. So what does that put us at? $5.50, $6, $7. We're putting like $2 in our pocket. Not great. Once again, we're clearing out old stuff right now. It is that time of year to take your $2, move it along, buy better inventory. That is not the type of thing I would list today. I would list this today, I know, because I just listed it. Among the Rocks, 1956. Buyer paid $15.22. Glad to see that going. Where's this going? New Jersey. I don't even know the name of that town. White, H-S-E-S-T-A. I wonder if that's some sort of abbreviation or something. That does not sound like a town. Who knows? Up next, really cool. At least I think it's cool. Just the fact that these are still around. This is a 1970? I want to correct that? Yeah. Spring and Summer JCPenney's catalog. This one's kind of rough. We got some bent up pages, some different things. This one has seen some time. JCPenney catalogs. What you're looking for are the Christmas catalogs. Those are the ones that do really good. Just these like spring, summer, or like fall, winter even, don't do as good. Christmas. That's what you're looking for. I am going to put this one... I'm worried about the condition just a little bit, so we're going to put it in one of these mailers right here. This is a comic book mailer. I'll sometimes use these for books. I don't know. For whatever reason, I feel like this one needs a little bit more protection. And it's not going to fit in one of my bubble mailers. So, we're going to put it in here. And then put it in a poly bag. Buyer paid $31.72. to get this 1970 spring and summer JCPenney company catalog. Really cool. I mean, think about it. That thing's 55 years old. Getting close to 56 because that thing was probably put out February, March in order to be the spring summer catalog. Let's see what it weighs. Just under 4 pounds. Good. That's what I had for the weight. Pretty cool. Next one. What's some cardboard for? Let's see. Here's a piece of cardboard. Up next. This is a book. It's a type of book. If I was in the thrift store, I probably wouldn't look it up. I probably wouldn't bother spending the time on it, but I had it on hand and I was already sitting at my computer researching other old books. This is The Human Nature of Playwriting. It does have the dust jacket with it. And for whatever reason, this book is actually worth something. I would have guessed it was like a $10 book. But this one ended up selling for $66.42. Sometimes you just can't judge a book by its cover. But also, like, The Human Nature of Playwriting. That's not even, in my opinion, a very interesting... I don't know what to say. Very interesting topic. Or at least not a topic I see a lot of people paying money for. And I saw other solds on this as well. So, I don't know. It sold. We're going to move it out. 1 pound exactly. Which is absolutely great. Save us a little bit of money instead of going to 2 pounds. Where's this going? This is going to New York. So, must have some historical significance I know nothing about. And then I think this will be the last book we ship on camera, because here in a second we'll show you everything else. Call It Courage, Armstrong/Sperry. Buyer paid $18.42 to get this book sent to California. Oh, my mailman is going to be so happy today. We got so many packages. Actually not. He's been kind of grouchy about the packages, but it's fine. They're moving out. We're making money. They are getting picked up every single day right now. I'm doing daily pickups right now. Going to continue that this week and up until Christmas for sure. But I really do not like shipping every single day. I really like doing the every other day shipping a lot better. Just like, kind of messes up my whole morning to have to pull orders, do the shipping. If I can come in here and just start researching books or photographing books or doing one of those things that makes me a lot of money, like, my day flows so much better. But kind of having this time where I'm shipping out orders and it's taking up a big chunk of my morning 5 days a week, not that great. I actually also shipped out on Saturday this week. Not Saturday, but like late Friday night, and sent this stuff out on Saturday. I don't normally do this, but I figure if things went out on the 13th as opposed to the 15th, a lot better chance they would get to the buyers by Christmas. So we would have actually had quite a few more orders to ship out if I had not shipped out late Friday night. But glad I was able to do that. Kind of got ahead on this. Some sort of t-shirt from, is this Las Vegas? Buyer paid $8.07 to get this. It's going to cost us probably $5.09 to ship it. Let's see, put $1 in fees with that as well. Leaves us with almost $2. Not what I want to be doing, but it's how we are clearing out some of this old clothing. Take our $2, move on. We've made plenty of money on clothing over the years. Not really interested in making a ton more money on the clothing. This is a pair of jeans of some sort. Buyer paid $11.67. What are these? American Eagle, size 6. They are pink. What's this going to cost to ship, unfortunately? Let's see. They're going close by. I think we're going to be okay here. Oh yeah, $7.17 to ship. Probably $2 in fees. Make $2.50 or so. Not bad. Two pieces of fabric. These are both Christmas fabric. The buyer came in and bought both of these. They paid $20.38 for these two pieces of fabric. We don't have a lot of fabric left in the store, and I'm not interested in adding any more to the store. But fabric, once again, is in my top 20 categories that I've sold on eBay this year, which I thought for sure this would be the year where we sell basically no fabric, but we broke over $1,000 in fabric sales once again, and we didn't list any fabric this year. So glad to see that go. Glad to see we're making a little bit of money again. Spend $5 on shipping, sell some more fabric. Two more pieces of clothing left. We got a scarf where the buyer paid $8.99. Oh my goodness, these clothing sales are almost embarrassingly low. This is a Star Wars scarf. I actually know where I got this. I got this when I bought out somebody's Poshmark closet. Oh gosh, that's gonna be close to 3 years ago now. They were like leaving town. They were actually switching to media and leaving town at the same time. And I bought their Poshmark closet, and I got a whole bunch of those big black and yellow totes. Not the biggest size, but like kind of a little different one than what normally you think of when you think of the black and yellow totes. But I got enough black and yellow totes from that deal to almost make it like the totes worth it. And then we sold a lot of stuff. Still selling some stuff, making $1 or $2 here and there. But that was an actually good buy. Like, did pretty good on that. Here's a Motley Crue 2012 concert shirt. Size small, unfortunately. Buyer paid $15.49. Yeah, not bad. Going to Missouri. Not too far away. Alright, we are getting close. I think I just want to show you everything else and call it a day. Because my voice is getting tired and I think I need some coffee. So, what do we got left? We've got sewing machine parts I forgot to pull. We've got this jacket. Nice, large, warm jacket. It has this, like, security officer badge on it that, like, looks real fake. Like, this whole jacket is just, like, screams you're wearing it to some sort of weird party and pretending to be a security officer. Like, definitely Rent-A-Cop vibes. We got this Life magazine that sold for $14.17. We have 3 more books. We have The King's Henchman's, The Gospel of John, and what is this? Beloved Friend, the story of Chavosky and Najee. Not even words I can pronounce. Oh, and then this. I was glad this sold. I hadn't had any interest in this, and then I woke up this morning, and it sold for full price. And you know what? That was a great way to start the day. $50 for this set of books. These are all junior high Bible studies. This was the buyer that said, hey, don't worry about getting this to me for Christmas. We're buying this for our daughter who lives in Japan. She uses these for homeschooling. Do you have any more? Even if they're in really bad condition, we would like to buy them. Unfortunately, I don't have any more. I am going to ship these out today. They probably won't get to the buyer by Christmas, but they told me that's fine. So, $50 plus shipping for that lot, which was, you know, really good. What did they pay total for that? $64.22. It looks like since we've been talking, we've also sold a soccer sweatshirt from 1995 and 2 what do we call those, throttle cables to motorcycles for $58.57. And this is everything I've sold since Friday night to this time in the morning, plus the sewing machine parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 sewing machine parts. But anyways, oh, it's been 52 minutes. Thank you guys for watching this long. If you're watching this long and you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. If you always watch this long, thank you guys for watching. If you've got Christmas gifts to buy on Amazon, go click on one of my Amazon links and then buy your Christmas gifts and help out the channel. But anyways, see you guys later. Goodbye.